welcome to another episode, and yeah, it's nice to be back on the water. I've actually been off island for a week or so with work, and I've not really had time to fish, but last night I was actually out walking my dog and came across a group of fish, and as always, when I see a group of fish I get excited. When I see one or two fish, doesn't really excite me at all. So yeah, I've seen a group of fish holding in a particular area that I am quite familiar with. So I thought tonight, because it's a weekend, I thought I'd try and get some live bait, and I'll go back there with the old float set up on the spinning rod, and I will try and nail some of them. Now I have got some mackerel as well, just in case I don't get any live bait. And I've come down to one of the local pontoons. I've got some crab out of the bin, got my aerators, and what I'm going to do is try pick up some live bait, take it to where I'm fishing, float fish for the bass on the way in with some grotto or some pollock or some pouting, and then ledger a side of mackerel. Getting the live bait is going to be the main problem, I think. I have not seen any fish come around for the crab guts I've put in already, and what I'm going to do is try and get some bait. If I can get some bait, and if there's some fish that turn up, I'll get as many as I can, and then after that I will scoot away to the place where I'm going, and yeah, we will float fish and ledger. No spinning gear tonight, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get into some bass. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to try and get as much live bait as I can. If I don't get any, well, that's just how the cookie crumbles with fishing. But yeah, that's the plan. Live bait, go find the bass. So I've pinpointed a load of grottos right below us here, so I've set the drop net down there ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crush up some crab, and then I'm going to hopefully entice them in. If I can get 5, I'll be really happy, but as many as I can, quick as possible. Well, it's been a little bit of a shocker, to be honest. I've come here for live bait, and I've got maybe one prawn big enough. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably let these guys go, and then we'll go with option 2, and that's just the mackerel. And what I'll do is I'll ledger these mackerel fillets in the area, and hopefully there's a big bass around. I've got 5 there. Literally, what's the point in carrying a big bucket to literally have that one? As soon as you put a hook through these smaller guys, they're going to die straight away. So it's your lucky night, mate. Let's let these guys free. Perfect bait. If you get about 25 of them to float fish, that would be perfect, but we don't. So looks like it's option 3, and that's going to be the lure rods. But if you are going to come and look for live bait, I suggest you come down to your local harbour, and around the pontoons we've actually got a fisheries compartment up the top where they prepare the fish and the crab, and all the guts and that come down out of these water spouts and in. That's why there's usually lots of prawns here. I'm gonna pack the drop net away, pack everything away, clean up. Always make sure you clean up after you. And then, oh my god, there's thousands of grottos here. No way. Oh my god, I've just hit gold. So I was literally just talking about how I had 5 or 6 prawns, literally nothing, yeah, and I looked down over to my net, which is down there, and there was a swarm of grottos, and I thought there was only 2 or 3 littered around, and I didn't realise a whole pack of them had gone in, and jackpot. I've got 2 aerator pumps tonight, so I'm going to be able to keep these guys live, and wow, that's really, oh man. When you're trying to make a video, it's really hard to keep focused and keep happy when plan 1 doesn't go. yes, it's always good to have a second plan, but when plan one somehow gets pulled out of the bag and this happens, it's special. I've got a good feeling now. I've got a really good feeling. I would have been happy with some pollock, but to get a load of grottos is even better. So super stoked on that. Like the good saying goes, it's on like Donkey Kong. So just gone and got another crab. And all you want to be doing is chucking the guts. Doesn't really matter about anything else. The grottos like the guts of the crab. And I've got these from the bin. And just going to chuck in. You don't want to be chucking too much in. The more you chuck, the more the grottos, as you can see the net there, they're starting to pile up around the net again. The more bait you put in, the more the grottos are going to move. I'm so happy. So happy. I'm going to put the camera away. I'm going to try and get a few more and then we're going to shoot. You don't want to be holding onto the net. I've actually got my little net here and the stick just hanging out, and you just want it to be hanging. There are so many grottos down there at the moment, and all I'm doing is literally feeding them a little bit at a time. Nothing, hardly anything. You want to keep them here. If they're not comfortable with the net, they won't come in, and there's a load of them now swimming around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for them to just come in a little bit closer. There's loads of them here. You don't want to be blasting the light over them too much. You want them to be comfortable. Little bits at a time. Just keep that bait trail going. If you overpower it and chuck the whole crab in, they're just going to follow the crab. Now, as you can probably see down there, they are starting to become a little bit more friendly with the net. They want the dirt. If you don't like getting your hands dirty, you might as well just not be here. Here you go. There's some big ones over the net now. Come on, 5 more would do us. You've got about 15 in there already. You don't want to be putting too many in there as well. You can probably hear how excited I am. I'm really excited. Here we go. Yes. There we go. Perfect. Another 5, as I said, probably 5 there. So that's the trick of the trade. Get your drop net, slowly feed the crab. You really don't want to be feeding lots of it. There's loads of them still down there, but that's all I need now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whiz to another spot, try and keep them alive, try and keep some fresh water. But mate, it's game time now. It really is game time. So we've just got down to the spot. Luckily the live bait has made it in one piece, and the tide's actually on its way up. So what I'm going to do, don't usually do this, but because I've seen so many big fish here the other day, I'm going to actually put half a Joey mackerel out, and literally no preparation to it. I'm going to throw that head in to try and get it going. And what I'm going to do on my one rod, I'm going to just literally put out a Joey mackerel side, well, a whole thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on a spinning rod, not a heavy rod, because I brought 2 rods today. And I'm going to put that on just a very simple rig. I'm going to be fishing a 3-way swivel, like so. Reason I'm doing this is just to keep the bait actually off the bottom. There are a lot of crabs around. I'm just going to thread this on, nothing special, no bait elastic, and just hope something picks this up. There you go, nice and simple. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just chuck this into the edges and just sit and wait, and then hopefully what's going to happen is any fish that are coming in is going to find this, I hope. And hopefully if there's any bass in this area, they're going to pick that up, and I'm going to make sure there's no tension. I'm just going to leave that and just hope that some big fish just comes up and nails it. I'm just going to play it into an area where I think it's alright. There you go, I'm on some sand now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wedge that into the rocks. and hope that a big bass comes along and takes it. That's the plan. I'm gonna just leave that now. I've got ages till the tide comes up, and then I'm gonna get my float rig ready and stick it out there and just let my grotto swim around for a bit. And on my other rod, like I've done so many times before, really small little circle hook, doesn't have to be big, and I'm using just a spinning rod here like I would for bass fishing, and I'm fishing a float setup, a lighter weight than usual just so the grotto doesn't pull it under the water. And yeah, I'm just going to let this grotto swing around in the tide. As I say, the tide's pushing in now, but it's not flowing yet, so I don't think I'm going to get anything now, but it's always worth a try. The way I hook these, very simple. You can see that hook is tiny, it's like a carp hook, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook this grotto just in the back, just by his tail. I'm going to go just through the top of his lip. I'm just going to let him swim around. Don't want to hurt him. There you go. Perfect. And all I'm going to do is let that swim around. I'm fishing him about 3 foot in depth, no more than that. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to chuck him out and let him do his thing, and hope that if there is a bass in here, he's going to pick that up straight away. What is it? Is it a bass? Oh, it's an eel. Not what I wanted. A little baby conger. Well, as you can probably see, he's the culprit. Not really what I wanted, to be honest, but he wasn't picking it up like a bass, so come on, baby, come on, bro, let go. There you go. Not what we wanted. Oh well. Right, let's get this going. I've got the aerators on the go, so just trying to keep them in pristine condition. You don't want to be getting down to a mark and your grottos die. Really not good. Also, you do not want to be hooking them too deep. You want them to be alive. You don't want them to be dead and lying around, so hook them as thin as possible. Yes, sometimes you're going to lose them, but you want them to be hooked thin. We're getting to game time now. We really are. Oh, good as. No way. Well, I just had a really good strike, really good hit. Well, that's what happens sometimes, you strike too fast. He just shot my float right off. Strike in, yeah, we're in, oh, we're in, oh, yeah. Yes! It's not a big fish, but he's a fish. Come on. don't know what he is. Is it a bass? Yeah, he's only a small fish, but there we go, what we came for. There we go. First fish of the session. It's not a big one, but he'll do. He'll do. I had a couple of missed bites, but there's the first fish. Let's hope there's a bigger fish here. He's probably, what, 2.5 pounds, but nothing too special, but yes, 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 yes. Yes. Let's try and get another. You've got to be really careful, like that fish nearly took me straight into the gate, so I'll be really careful, especially if we get a big one. Come on. Abracadabra. I wanna reach out and bass ya. Oh, I got a feeling this is the one. Yup. Oh yes, I've got a fish here. Oh, he's going. Oh no. He's going around. Oh no, those are around. Oh, it's rubbing like fuck. Oh, come on. Could be a better one, this. Oh, he was rubbing around that post. I wasn't too. Oh, it's only a small one again, but. Fighting a little bit this time. He's literally engulfed that hook. He's just hooked in the side of the lip. Perfect. There we go. Oh no, he's just hooked in the side of the lip. Perfect. Grotto's tail is literally down his throat. Come on, my son. What a way of fishing. What's going on with my camera tonight? These bass know this area. He's only small. I'd be happy with that on a lure though. Another fish. Only a small one this time, but plump, really fatty, and held it, and he tried to get around that girder. But yeah, we'll let him go. I believe in good karma, so I had about 5 Gordos left. My hands are starting to get cold, the tide's really starting to push now, and that wind started to really come in from the south like they said. I'm getting cold. It's a Friday night and I just, you know, it's time to go home. I'm going to get up early in the morning and get out again, so it's been a good sesh. I've had 2 bass, I missed a few fish. Wasn't as productive as I thought it was going to be because I've seen some really big fish in this area recently, so that's just how fishing is really. It's winter time, it's only going to get better over time, so you know, I hope you learned a few things. Yeah, good fun, float fishing, spinning rod, even caught that little conger at the start on the mackerel bait, which was intended for a bigger fish, but obviously there was no bigger fish around tonight. But you just don't know, you wouldn't catch these fish on the sofa. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to head home, I'm going to pack up, make a short trip home. That's the best thing about living in Jersey, nothing's too far away and my house is only a 5-minute drive. So get home, get into bed, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to go fishing again. So yeah, peace out, enjoy, stay safe.